Coach Talley, Monday morning quarterback, week 3. And after a 35-10 win over Presentation in Aberdeen, South Dakota on Saturday, are you ready to play a home game?
Yeah, absolutely. After being on the road and not playing a home game since last October, we'll be ready to play at home this week.
Great. And last Monday, you mentioned the potential of playing against Aberdeen's wind. How did that come into play during Saturday's game?
Well, it did quite a bit. We had to play against the wind right away offensively and struggled to move the ball a little bit. I'm not sure it was the wind, but then we got the win in the second quarter and put up 14. So certainly it played a little bit of a factor in the kicking game as well. We worked it all out.
When you watched film from Saturday, what sticks out to you as things you need to work on in practice?
Yeah, it's still the little things that we've got to work on, the fundamental aspects of the game, being in the right position, making sure that we're finishing strong. We're also continuing to work at personnel and put guys in the right place at the right time.
You've talked about technique in previous weeks, but is there anything specific that really jumped out to you from this week's film?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing every week. Fundamentals, lining up correctly on defense, making sure you're doing your assignments on offense, getting both of those things done in your kicking games. So,
in your opinion, who had an exceptional game for Northwestern on both offense and defense this last Saturday?
Yeah, I think there was a number of guys that had some good games. Specifically on offense, Chris Simon Wallace had a tremendous game. Averaged, 10, 12 yards a carry, I think, and so he had a great game, and whenever he does, anytime a running back has a good game, the offensive line has done well. On defense, we had a number of guys have exceptional games. Kavakas Clark, I thought, played really well, so it was fun to watch him as a senior.
And looking ahead now, Northwestern finally opens its home schedule this Saturday against MacMurray, who lost to Minnesota Morris by 3 points in week 3 of the season in Illinois. With the Highlanders still in search of their first win, does it change how you equip your team this week in practice?
No, our goal is always to just get better every week. That's our greatest goal, is getting the guys in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. And if we continue to get better at doing that, and that's going to be our ultimate goal each week.
Now let's talk a little bit about Brian Leckler, a receiver who's been racking up the yards so far this year. With Brian being in his second and final year on the Eagles football team, is this what you expected out of Brian in 2012?
You know, Brian's had a big year so far, and he's doing very well, and I don't think he's reached his potential yet. And so we'll keep encouraging Brian to be the best that he can be in all phases of the game, and he's going to continue to make big plays for us.
So of the other UMAC games that took place last Saturday, did any of the results surprise you?
Well, you had some big games that were going on Saturday, and I don't know if anything really surprised me when I looked at the stats of some of the games, that as far as the scores and the stats didn't always match up real well. But the big surprise was to see Whitewater lose, and so that was kind of fun to see that happen. They've been on top for quite a while, and to see another school beat them is pretty exciting.
Can you believe we're nearly 1/3 of the way through the regular season already? And with that being said, how is your team battling the injury bug this year?
Yeah, the Lord has blessed us so far, because we've had a few guys that have gotten certainly injured, and you never certainly want that to happen. But for the most part, it's nicks and bruises and bumps and things of that nature, but we haven't really got anybody hurt the last few weeks, and so we've stayed pretty healthy.
Great. Good luck this week, Coach, and we'll see you next Monday ahead of your homecoming game against Minnesota Morris.
All right, thanks.